After the Jordan 23, the brand found itself moving into the future while preserving the legacy of its namesake. The brand had made some strides with the Jordan 2009, 2010, and 2011, but it would be the next shoe that really showed the brand's focus on the player. This is the story of the Air Jordan 2012. The combination of Tinker Hatfield and Tom Ludecky worked their magic on the Air Jordan 2011, and Jordan Brand brought the duo back to work on the Jordan 2012. Reasserting its claim as a premium brand, the direction of the 2012 drew inspiration from dancing shoes of the 1920s and 30s when jazz was really big. Jordan happened to be a big fan of jazz, and the mix of performance and art was right up his alley. In addition to the aesthetic look of the shoe, the design team looked back to their previous work to take performance to another level. Announced with the tagline, "One shoe, three flights," the Air Jordan 2012 came packed with 3 different midsole cushions that allow players to determine the level of cushioning and responsiveness they wanted to match their style of play. There was also an option to switch out the inner sleeve so the shoe could be played as a high top or as a mid-cut sneaker. Again, catering to the needs of the player and the different ways players played their game. The 3 levels of flight with the Air Jordan 2012 were fly around, fly over, and fly through. Fly around featured foam in the front and zoom in the heel for a better court feel. Fly over features zoom in the forefoot and an encapsulated air unit in the heel for better impact protection for explosive players. And the fly through was created for the big man and featured full-length air to help the player when battling down low. On the surface, the option showed the flexibility of the brand, but on a deeper level, it showed the impact that Jordan had on the game of basketball and how players of all positions wanted to play in his shoes. Once again showing his gift for design, Tinker created a look for the Jordan 2012 that walked the line between premium performance heritage and an upscale look that had populated the line since the Jordan 11. It was different, there was no question about that. For some, it was a little too dressy, but there was no denying the performance aspects of the shoe. In addition to the original launch of the Air Jordan 2012, the model was also released in a light variation. Now this version used a synthetic upper and removed the premium panels and instead focused squarely on the performance of the shoe. Now the flywire strands were a lot more visible and there was no longer an option for an interchangeable insole. The 2 versions became known as the Air Jordan 2012 Deluxe and the Air Jordan 2012 Lite. 1 shoe, 3 flights. It was definitely a marketing slogan, but it also showed the brand's willingness to adjust to the needs of the public. Performance was still key, and the shoe showed the brand's focus on creating the best possible product for those that love the game. I am your host, Jacques Slade, and this is the Air Jordan 2012.